Welcome to MedWorld Advisors. I am Florence Joffroy-Black, President and CEO of MedWorld Advisors, and I am here today with Dave Sheppard, Principal and COO at MedWorld Advisors. We are located outside of Boston, Massachusetts. We are a mergers and acquisitions advisory firm, but we also have legal entities outside of Boston. We are also located in Hong Kong as well as Zurich. We work with a lot of collaboration partners outside of the offices that I just mentioned around the world and in locations such as Germany, Israel, Netherlands, Spain, China, India, and many, many more.
Our focus is to work with clients in the middle market and emerging technology clients. We work with our clients that are early stage in the medical industry and biotech, as well as pharmaceutical and dental. We also work with companies that are established, that have been around for 20 years, 40 years, and are looking for a transition in terms of the management of the company. So each of our clients, because they do come from a variety of backgrounds, although they do fall under the healthcare umbrella, have different needs. And what we try to do in working with our clients is to be able to get alongside of them and to be able to understand what their objectives are and how we can help them achieve their objectives so they have a successful outcome in working with us towards their next step in their life. M&A activity in the U.S. is alive. It was already moving in the right direction before 2018. Then when the United States Congress enacted tax cut legislation, it has really invigorated and stimulated the economy, and it's made a lot of extra money available, corporate capital available for investment. So at the strategic corporate level, at the private equity level, and even individual investors. So we literally are getting calls every week from investors that we know that are looking for places to make investments and to make acquisitions, because there is so much what they call dry powder available in the U.S. marketplace today. So it's a very exciting time to be involved in this industry. And if somebody is looking to gain an investment or to sell their business, it is a great time to be able to look for that.
And I should add that those people are actually not just looking at investing in the U.S., they're looking for investments at a global level.
Yeah, what's really great in the healthcare space right now is all of the sectors are in a positive growth track. Some are going faster than others. What's really creating a lot of industry buzz and excitement seems to be digital healthcare. And digital healthcare is something that's very interesting to talk about. And it's not always easy to describe because it's different things to different people. If you have a certain type of medical device, digital healthcare may be finding a way to be able to connect that device within the hospital and being able to get the information back to the cloud and getting data from that device back to the practitioner and back to the individual patient. In other areas, it might be something in terms of the IT infrastructure at the service level, at the practitioner level, or at the hospital level, or it could be in terms of the insurance industry. So everybody is looking at what are ways we can increase efficiency in the healthcare system. They're doing that globally, they're doing that in the US. And if somebody has a great idea that they can figure out how to take costs out of the system and make patients' lives better, it's a great time to be looking for that investment, because people are looking at how they can help you get there, because this is what we need as a society, and the money is there to get it to achieve that.
Part of digital healthcare also includes machine learning and artificial intelligence. That is also something that we see as a huge trend coming forward for 2018-19 and moving forward. If you're thinking or looking at selling your company, right now the opportunity is broad and wide. There are so many opportunities for you to actually sell your company. As Dave mentioned, the market right now is quite hot when it comes to M&A, specifically in the healthcare industry. So if your company has a certain level of profit and you have been stable, you've been growing, we have a lot of buyers that would be interested in looking at you and working with you towards an acquisition. The way we work at MedWorld Advisors is something that we recommend, is for you to get in touch with us and have a conversation.
And it's really important to keep that in mind. Even though the market is hot right now in terms of M&A and selling your company, sometimes you can get a little bit confused by the interest level that's out there. And it's helpful to have somebody that you can consult with and understand, is this the right level of interest that I'm getting? A lot of times, acquirers will come along and ask, they'll say they're interested because they just want to know what's happening, but they may not have a real interest. So you need to be able to discern that. And then it's helpful to get the maximum value is, number one, is to make sure that you're ready to sell, because a lot of people haven't really been through this process many times before. And so they're thinking, okay, my company's doing well, I'm profitable, so it's a good time to sell, which I think we have said before, the market is stimulated, so it is a good time to do that. But however, if the acquirer starts to look at your business and there's gaps in certain areas that may not be as attractive as you would like in terms of the value that you're speaking. So what we also like to do when working with our clients is to help make sure you're ready. And we look at all the operational areas of your company and give you advice as far as what we might want to make sure is looking in the right way and is clean, at least is cleaned up in the right way for the potential acquirer to maximize the value for yourself.
We actually do take the time to make sure that you have the right acquirer and that you are acquired at the right value. We actually have an equation that we use here at MedWorld Advisors, which is value equals strategic fit and timing. MedWorld can assist anyone around the globe with regards to their expansion plans. We have, as I mentioned earlier, offices around the world, and therefore we have contacts, buyers and sellers around the world. So if you are a company who's looking to expand globally, whether you are based in the US and looking outward, or you're a European-based company or Asian company trying to get into the US market, this is something that we can certainly help you with. We will work with some clients prior to an acquisition to make sure that they have the right distribution or commercialization strategy. If it hasn't started, maybe potential implementation, to make sure that we actually have a high value at the time, when the company goes to market.
And what's great about our network is we are currently working with a Chinese company that's looking at acquiring a U.S. asset. We're also working right now with a Chinese company that's looking to buy an Indian asset. And we're also working with a Japanese company that is looking to invest into Europe. So we have a nice international network that we utilize to take advantage of the opportunities on an international basis.
MedWorld Advisors was created in 2016. Dave and I started the company, and as you know, now we work with about 20 people around the world with regards to mergers and acquisitions. We really have had, our education comes from working for Fortune 500 companies and private equity firms, where we did a lot of mergers and acquisitions work, business development work while at those companies, and really understood how the market works, how strategic companies, but as well as private equity firms work, and realized that there was a need for middle market companies who wanted to be acquired to have somebody actually that would work with them in making sure that they understand how to work with those companies. It's actually as Dave mentioned, if you have not gone through the process and you're talking to a seller, to a buyer, there's a lot of information that is required. There are a lot of things that need to be done, and also understanding where your company should be going for the future is something that we really pay very close attention to, and that's something that there was a gap, if you will, in our segment in the medical world of having companies that would get that kind of help.
Yeah, the private equity firms and the strategic acquirers, they'll have a team of people like Florence and myself, and they might be buying your business, and you may not have a professional business development or corporate development person to negotiate, so then you have to go out and hire it at that point in time. So we come alongside you as an outside business development consultant, and we can tell you what the corporate playbook is going to be, so you can anticipate the moves, what they're going to try to leverage you in terms of negotiation, and we can help you be prepared so you can maximize your value in that negotiation.
The other thing that we bring to the table, just because of our experience in the industry, is when we ask people, who do you think is going to buy your company, they usually come up with a very, very short list. Because of our experience and our knowledge, we're actually able to come up with a lot more options, and understand where that company actually may fit into somebody else's portfolio or strategic play in the future. And so we are able to have conversations that are a little bit more strategic and more open as to where companies and their technologies
We currently have 2 active projects where our client had looked at the market, had actually tried to talk to a couple of companies that seemed to be obvious to sell. They all of a sudden realized that it is a process to sell, it's going to take a while, so they engaged us to go talk to those companies. And we actually looked at their business and said, those companies are interesting, so we'll keep them in the game. But we think there might be a couple of other companies that could be even a better value, better fit. And one of those is about ready to go to LOI with this company.
If your company is in the medical device, medtech, biomed, biotech, life science, dental, anything to do with healthcare, and you are interested in selling your company, please get in touch with us. We can be reached at medworldadvisors.com. Feel free to go onto our website and take our sellability score. It is totally confidential and free, and it will help you understand the value of your company from a monetary perspective. And if you are a company that is looking to acquire because you want to expand, talk to us as well. We have a lot of companies that are available for sale that you might be interested in. So go onto our website, get in touch with us via email. All of our information is actually written there. My phone number, if you want to reach me, is 978-273-8295. I should mention to put a +1 because we are a United States-based company if you want to reach me. And for Dave, it would be +1 978-684-2712. We look forward to talking to you soon.